This is Jalen Ramsey. You are listening to The Drive with Mark Panicelli on 252 ESPN Radio Network.
Happy Monday. As happy as it can be, but it is going to be a little bit better now. Continuing some of our basketball conversations, we welcome Antoine Scott into our studios. Man, good to see you again.
What's up? What's going on?
It's kind of dreading this, to be honest with you, because I know you are a lot of times in a world full of LeBron haters.
Yep.
You are the voice of LeBron James for so many people here.
People think I'm on the payroll. Yeah, they think I'm on the payroll.
It's good because we don't have any LeBron support on this show normally.
I'm a Celtic fan, and I was looking forward to this up until Saturday to talk to you about this series, and now I was telling Sam, I really hinged. I think it seems crazy. We always say all these games are important, but the mantra today has been whoever wins tonight, I think is going to control the series going forward. I mean, if the Celtics really entertain this idea of upsetting then they can't let the series even, because I think I don't think Cleveland loses another game if they win tonight.
I agree with you. This is the game. Going back, I think Cleveland can win in Boston before Boston can win in Cleveland. So
yes,
yeah.
So it would impress me to see Boston pull this off.
Yeah, if Boston win tonight, it's over. Yeah, it's over.
So what did you see Saturday in, I guess, the Cavs total, but LeBron in particular? Because like we saw the games earlier in the series where he's just chucking up every shot. He's got to do it all, and then he only shoots 12 times Saturday night, and they do so much better. Like, what is different about what he's doing and what the Cavs are doing as opposed to games 1 and 2?
Well, it's been the same thing all year long. They supporting Cavs, and as you saw Saturday, I mean, look how many guys actually showed up. Jordan was looking for his shot. I mean, everybody they was getting their shots up.
So, one of the things that when we talk about this series is how impressive these young players have been for Boston. I mean, you watch it, and Sam last week, as much as you see this broom is in here.
Y'all got jokes.
It's still in here.
Right.
We haven't gotten rid of it yet.
It even went as far as to say, you guys can trade Kyrie Irving. You guys are winning. You can probably get rid of Kyrie Irving. Your thoughts on the idea of if Boston were to, because they've gotten this far. I mean, it's not crazy to think, but your thoughts on it.
Well, I was talking to somebody in the gym the other day about it, and actually I made a Facebook post, and I said, if I'm Boston, I trade Kyrie Irving. Everybody's like, you crazy, you just hate me. I said, nah, think about it. You might get an Anthony Davis or Kawhi Leonard. I'd make that trade,
Is it, partly because of what Terry Rozier's done?
Well, it ain't.
Can he maintain that?
Take it back even further. Look what Isaiah Thomas done. So it ain't really about the point guard that they got there. I think in that system, any guard will do well there if he buy into the system. But you got a chance to get an Anthony Davis or,
Yes.
You got to start thinking about life after Al Horford, to me, because it's like what I was telling Mark last week. You've got such a great young core.
Yeah, exactly.
The missing piece is the young big man, and I think if you can get a Davis or something, but to go back to Rozier, like, why is he good now? You know what I mean? Because he was good at Louisville, and it's not like he's been a bad pro, but I feel like the usage that Isaiah Thomas was getting, Rozier isn't getting. He's just doing it maybe more efficiently. Is it just Brad Stevens is magical?
Well, like I said, you buying into that system. And Rozier, I think he got a lot of dog in him. And as you see, he's not afraid of anybody. He's driving in there trying to dunk on people. He's a different animal. He's a different player than Kyrie, but I think just the passion he play with in his heart, you can't coach that,
Going back to Al Horford, I think go back to tonight. Keys, he'd have to play an incredible game tonight. And I was telling everybody last week, as an old guy, as a 44-year-old guy, I'm enjoying watching Al because he plays
got
like
old school game.
And it's just been fun because he's been, he'll sacrifice, he'll do the little things. Can you appreciate a guy who's?
I love Al Horford game. I didn't like him when he was in Atlanta because they used to give LeBron problems. But I like his game. He play hard. On both ends of the floor. He's a solid basketball player. I love him. Yeah.
On this other series last night, Houston, boy, rough. We're going to start with, we've thrown a lot on James Harden and what James Harden needs to do. I'm going to actually go with Chris Paul. I mean, here's an older guy. Mm-hmm. He's not been here. I mean, and I know it's easier said than done, but wouldn't you think? That I would be seeing Chris Paul doing something to try to. I mean, again, and this is me throwing him under the bus entirely.
That's fine.
Do it all you want. I'm just saying, like, Chris, like, man, you finally got here. I want something incredible from you. Why is
Chris,
it wrong for me to want that?
He had his moments in the game last night.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, he held him down for a minute, and it's just one of them things. Curry got hot. I mean, there's nothing you can do when Curry playing like that. I don't care who you is. I mean, that was his first pretty good game to me. I mean,
yes.
So I mean, I'm feeling good about it still.
Yeah. When you watch Chris Paul play, is there anything that like sticks out about his game that you think is the reason why this is his first conference finals he's ever gotten to, or is there something specifically that's keeping him from maybe? Everybody talks about him. I always hear, oh, he's a top 10 point guard of all time, and it just doesn't seem like it's actually translated into him getting anywhere.
Well, think about it. Injuries.
Right.
When the Clippers was looking pretty good in the West, he breaks his hand,
Yeah.
And you saw what happened after that. But before he got hurt, I mean, they was looking pretty good coming out the West. Well, at least making it interesting, And but now I think with him and Harden, when the game get tight, is who has the ball. Yeah. So.
And ultimately, man, as we talked about too, as good as Houston is, and as good as maybe the top end guys are. Golden State, quality-wise, I mean, you and I talk about it all the time. I mean, who can throw the top, 4 or 5 players on their roster at you, and you can't match up with
Nobody going to beat them in a series. I don't see it happening.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Boston to make it interesting, but nah,
it's just not fair.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you got 3 of the best shooters probably in NBA history on one team, and they all young.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard to beat them.
So I guess we gotta, the whole entire NBA is trying to figure out what's the solution. Like, how do you assemble the team and how do you beat these guys? And one of the things we're hearing about is LeBron has potential to opt out of his contract in Cleveland after this season. LeBron James to Houston. Can you see a way where that works, where you have Chris Paul, James Harden, LeBron James, all guys who are so ball dominant?
Yeah,
I mean, can they make that work at all?
We haven't came out and heard LeBron say that. I haven't, but you hear a lot of people saying that he keeps saying he want to play off the ball. If you watched him Saturday, he had a couple moves off the ball, especially that reverse dunk. That's what he want to do more of. So if he would actually do that, I can see it working. But I don't know. With LeBron, I think when they get tight, he can want the ball in his hand.
I mean, I just think that's brilliant for him as he's getting to this stage in his career. If LeBron James adopts an off-the-ball role, then you're talking about a guy who's going to play past 40, I think.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he has spots where he's playing off the ball a lot, even in Miami. You see Dwayne Wade making a play. He cutting back door, he dunking over people. I mean, but can he do that for the whole year? I don't know. I don't see him doing it.
And the problem is in Cleveland this year, you don't see any of that because who is gonna?
Everybody got him leaving though. That's what I don't understand.
I was thinking at the beginning of the year when everybody was talking about the possibility of him leaving, I was like, no way. Like, there's no way he does that to Cleveland again. And then, I kind of jumped on board with everybody saying he could go here, he could go there.
Yeah.
But now, for some reason, I'm feeling like, I don't know if it's just the stage of life he's in, with having older kids or what, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, he can actually put it on the owner again for trading Kyrie to Boston. They could have got something more than that. I mean, it didn't work out. All they got was that pick, and they ended up being, the 8th pick?
8th pick, yeah. So, and they got rid of all the players they got in that trade.
So LeBron didn't want to do the trade. He said, bring him back in. Maybe we can convince him to stay and maybe use him later in the trade. But, it was a bad move to me.
Yeah,
Don't help Boston.
Yeah, they don't need any help.
They didn't need any help. Yeah.
I mean, I was thrilled. I told you when it happened. That thing.
Highway robbery.
Just think if they still had Thomas and no Kyrie
I told you it was great. It solved. First, it solved Isaiah Thomas. Remember, wanted the Brinks truck to be backed up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I was like, no, you can't pay this guy that much money. Yeah. And it worked out great. And then we got Kyrie. I mean, please, Kyrie Irving for Isaiah Thomas all day. All day. I will take that trade all day.
Exactly.
Is Isaiah is he a free agent this offseason?
I mean, he went to the Lakers, and yes,
he is free agent.
So are they going to Are the Lakers going to pay him?
No.
Certainly not.
You
right?
see what happened though with Boobie Cousins?
Yeah, where he unfollowed the Pelicans.
Yeah, he followed everybody on the Lakers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Paul George,
Paul
Boogie Cousins,
George,
Lonzo
yeah.
Ball, man, make it
Yeah.
happen.
That's
And-
what everybody thinks is gonna happen
and-
with LeBron James. So
Ooh.
And
that'd
where's
be
it-
tough.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say, but where would that, without LeBron, if it's just those guys, if it's just Boogie, Lonzo Ball, Paul George, where are the Lakers in the Western Conference?
They still not beating the Warriors.
No, I don't
No.
think they're beating the Rockets either.
They'd beat the Rockets. They'd beat the Rockets.
Yeah,
Paul George is so overrated, though, isn't he?
but with LeBron
But with
on that
LeBron,
team,
not
That's
with
true.
Westbrook.
Yeah.
With LeBron, he'd be a different player.
Yeah,
But that's why I said don't count him out of Cleveland because Paul George is a free agent. He can come to Cleveland for a year and just try something. So I wouldn't count none of that out.
No, what do you think about Lonzo Ball since we're talking about the Lakers? Because I love him personally.
Yeah,
man,
me too.
I'm
Yeah,
so
me
in
too.
love with this kid.
Yeah.
And what I saw, he led all drafted rookies this year in assists. He had a better 3-point percentage than Russell Westbrook this
Exactly,
season.
yeah.
And but like everybody's hating on him all the time. Like you see it, right?
Well, you
Like,
know why they're hating on him. It's only
'Cause his
because it's
daddy.
pops. Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why it's his pops. So.
Right.
Yeah. And then if they end up signing, what's his brother name?
Melo.
LaMelo.
I don't.
I think
No, not
LiAngelo.
LaMelo, Jello.
Yeah.
They end up signing Jello.
Okay.
They're really gonna hate LeVar Ball. There'd be a hit out on him.
Yeah. So, obviously the knock on his game that everybody talks about is his lack of a jump shot.
Yeah.
And, we can sort of tie that in with another guy who they say is a rookie, Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
No jump shot.
Yeah, he didn't shoot a 3 all year, did he?
Yeah, like 6, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he really didn't. Like, that's not
Yeah,
a
like,
joke
really.
he's making.
If he
man.
if he shot him, it probably was at the end of a shot clock. Or,
Right.
like for real.
How easy is it to fix that jump shot? Because I can't remember who it was, but I was listening to somebody, and they said if they were Ben Simmons' coaches, they would just tear that jump shot completely down and rebuild it. Is that something easy to
Kobe
do?
Said that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Kobe
I
on the
think Kobe
detail
said
show.
that. Yeah, Kobe said that. I don't know. That's tough. I mean, because Ben don't have a shot like Lonzo. Whereas, I mean, it's I don't know. It's different. I haven't seen him shoot enough to even comment on his jump shot. Other than him shooting a free throw.
Right.
But, yeah.
So here's a further question: should Kobe be giving out this career advice
I
for
hate that
free
show.
on a show? Do you?
I hate that show.
I haven't seen it yet,
I
but
hate
I'm
it.
like, here
It's
is
not good.
here is him giving advice to was it Tatum who said he
Yeah.
watched it like a billion times?
I watched like the clip when he had Tatum in the corner and said Tatum should be driving off of I forgot what player it was, right off his leg and drive
Yeah.
the basket, but he kind of looped out to try to get to the basket. I went right to YouTube and pulled up Kobe in the same spot, and what he's saying that Tatum should have did. He did what Tatum did in his video.
Right.
So what he's telling them he should have did, he didn't even do it. So I'm just like, I ain't got time for this, man.
Yeah, it's so much. Like, if you haven't watched it, you need to check it out. I think it's only.
Is it pretentious?
Yeah, it's Kobe, man. It's Kobe being
Kobe
Kobe.
talking,
Good,
and it's
good.
like he rewinding the clip, putting it in slow motion. If he do this, he can get to this. And I hate hearing Kobe talk, man.
Yeah. He wants everybody to play like Kobe,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, not everybody can be Kobe.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
mean,
got a different game.
And after the way
everybody-
Tatum played the other night too, I'm not ready for him to take any more.
Where
advice.
everybody that Kobe stamped, well, he gave all those challenges out this year, but everybody he stamped will say got the mama mentality. The only one who won a championship is the one that played with LeBron. That's Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, and then I
Greek
think
freak. He's out of the playoffs. Westbrook first round, like all them guys, they're not doing anything.
yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Every single time he covers somebody, and this is bad news for your Boston Celtics, but every time he profiles
exactly.
somebody, they
I know.
lose in the
They
next
lose.
round.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. Thanks a lot.
Y'all be all right.
Yeah, do you see we just watched the trailer this Uncle Drew, the movie. You seen this?
Yeah.
What do you think this is actually going to be a hit? And what will this do for Kyrie Irving's career as far as transcending just the basketball fan?
I don't really know.
I mean, because one thing I noticed is, if the movie was like him pretending to be an old guy, which is what he's doing,
Yeah.
Like these movies where like the guy pretends to be a girl on the girls' team, or
You got the kids who
Right, right.
stand
Yeah.
on each other's shoulders and go into the bank to get a loan.
yeah, I mean, but you're not going to see his face. Like he's playing an
An old
actual
man.
senior
Yeah,
citizen.
exactly. Yeah.
Now I like it because Shaq's in it and Reggie Miller's in
Yeah.
it, and it looks like a great cast of people. But again, people aren't going to look on the movie screen and see Kyrie.
Exactly,
So I
yeah.
don't know how much it really helps his brand. You know what I mean? It's not like Space Jam where you actually saw Michael Jordan, even though it was cartoons.
It's like you're building that character up even more. So I mean, I really don't know.
I mean, maybe if he looks like Uncle Drew when he's older and he's like on the TNT crew, then they'll be like, "Oh, Uncle Drew."
Yeah.
But
How much fun is that? So, like, talking about Uncle Drew, you know, it's the old guy who used to be such a good basketball player, going out to the blacktop and wearing everybody out.
Yeah.
So when you're like going around to the local gyms and stuff, and people want to like, oh, come on,
yeah.
Antoine, like, let's play.
Yeah,
do you ever
I'm
take it easy? You dog him.
No,
every
I'm
time.
Uncle Twan right now.
Uncle Twan. Yeah,
I played in Kinston this past weekend in Holloway Gym. Y'all familiar with Holloway Rec?
Yes.
Yeah, you know it's in the middle of the hood, and it was about 12 teams. It was pretty packed in there.
oh
Man, them young boys were talking so much trash. Well, I had to.
You let them know, huh?
Yeah, I had to let them know I can still play a little bit. You know.
part of that does get old, though. I mean,
Yeah, it does,
don't at
'cause-
some point you're just like, oh. I mean, like you
Yeah.
can't go anywhere without somebody with a basketball going, oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like I know I'm older. Like if I was 25, you wouldn't say a word to me.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Now I'm XYZ. Now it's like, he can't play like that no more. I can
Right.
do it for 5 minutes. You know, I can go hard at you for 5 minutes and make you tap out. And that's what I did the other day. Some big dude, he's from Greenville. He was talking so much trash, and I said, all right.
Oh, I wonder if it's a young kid?
It was a young kid. Yeah,
Oh.
he played at Pitt. He played at Pitt Community College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
They've got a pretty good team over there.
But he was
So,
talking.
yeah.
He was talking so much trash. And I just went hard for like 5 minutes, and
Man.
they called timeout before we did, so I was happy.
So what? You're like, what, 6'8", 6'9", 6'8"?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you get it all the time, right? You're walking into the store, you're walking in a restaurant. Oh, did you play basketball?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
That's got to get old, right?
It does, so that's why I'd be like, nah, I wish I could. I'd say something else, you know. Yeah.
Everybody always thinks that if you're tall, you're
Well,
automatically going to be good at basketball.
Y'all know Stretch?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
You know, he was my teammate in high school.
Oh, no, I
Right.
didn't know that.
So, like, you know, he's in the band. So I tell people I'm in the band, you know, and they be like, no, you're not. I said, y'all know Stretch? You know,
Yeah.
he's just as tall as I am.
Right.
He in the band. Why can't I be in the band, you know?
Oh, yes. No, I love that. I love
Right.
the throw people for a loop like that. No, not
But-
basketball. You should. I would enjoy telling people things like, no, skiing.
Yeah, I've done some of everything. I've done some of everything from rock and roll singing. I've done some of everything.
I'm a fencer.
Oh, I'll throw the question out there first when I see them building up to it. How's the weather down there? You know?
Right.
I was reading an interview that you did all the way back in your Wake Forest days, and one of the questions was, who's the hardest player you ever defended? And you said Jerry Stackhouse one
Stackhouse.
time. You got to face him in the summer league. So do you have any relationship with Jerry at all still?
Oh, definitely. He's like an uncle to me.
Yeah.
As you people know, me and Craig Dawson, his nephew,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, we've been battling since 14, and we started playing AU ball together since 14. But you know, he was in Kinston, I was in New Bern. We've been playing middle school and high school ball against each other. And like, you know, now New Bern and West Craven, New Bern and Havelock rivals.
Right.
When I was in school, my rival was Kinston and Greenville.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't the West Craven game and the Havelock game
Because they were scrubs back
Yeah,
then.
we. I mean, they was pretty good teams, but we.
I'm
was,
a New Bern grad, man.
Yeah,
we make fun of 'em.
we used to dog them, you know.
Right.
So Kinston, because of me and Craig relationship, and Greenville because they had all those big guys that was dunking too.
Right.
But yeah, but I've been around Stack since back then. You know, I used to go down there. We used to play, but when I really played against him was in the summer league in Raleigh.
So
He let me know
Well,
who he was. You know.
I was gonna say we literally have less than a minute, but I wanted to ask you, and definitely want to get you on again next
Okay.
week.
Yeah, just let me know.
Should you think Stack should get the Toronto job?
Yeah, I definitely think you should get it.
So we're already reporting it here.
yeah,
we're gonna
breaking
go ahead and
news.
tell
I
people.
think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen.
I think it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
happen
think it's
too.
gonna happen.
You
Yeah.
heard it here
That's our
first.
source right there,
Yeah, I think
Antoine
it's gonna
Scott.
happen. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
Man, good to see you. We're
Good to see
gonna
you
get
too,
up with you
man.
next week. Stick around. There's
Definitely.
more of East Carolina Sports Show on your ride home is coming up.